We see Andre Vasilevski's got a .968 save percentage through 2 games. What about him?
You know, I had a great opportunity to speak to a goaltending consultant building elite goaltenders in Pasco, Valana, and a lot of players reach out to him and they say, hey, listen, how can I beat such and such a goaltender? So let's talk about Andre Vasilevski and how does Montreal beat him? They've only scored 2 goals in this series and they had 62 shots. He's been unbelievable. So here's one, okay? How do we beat Vasilevski? One, below the goal line. So here is a tendency. It's not a weakness, it's a tendency. But his hands will drop low. So look at all the room up top. And if the puck is moved from the goal line into the slot area, you will get a chance to go upstairs. And here's a great example of it. Now this one goes in between his arms, but you can see he's got to move his arms from low to high. So number 2, make him hold the glove higher. This is how he likes to be set, with his glove upright. Now if you're going to shoot just above the pad on the glove side, he has to make an extra movement. You can see it upright, then he has to turn it to his left, and it's not there in time. So that's another opportunity for the Montreal Canadiens. East-west chances. Listen, no pun intended, but this guy, for such a big goaltender, is lightning fast coming across east-west. But you can go back the other way, and you can see that he sometimes slides a little too much. He can also knock it square. Here's an example here where Everly puts it to his backhand. He's just not quite square to make that save. And also traffic. Kelly talked about this, how he likes to stand tall and look over the traffic rather than look left to right. Well, that makes him make another movement, right? So here he is, he's going to stand tall, look over the traffic, but then he's got to get down into his crouch. And you remember the goal in the last game by Nick Suzuki. That's exactly what happened. So he's been so good. These are just tendencies, they're not weaknesses. And Kelly, I know you have a lot more to add.
Well, not a lot more. You were terrific there, Cass. Great job. But I'm going to add one more tendency to Vasilevski's game. And it was really apparent in game 2. And this is not a bad thing. In most cases, it's really good for Vasilevski. He's got a really active stick. So you look at the breakaway by Suzuki in the first period. Watch the stick come out, take away that opportunity. Now to start the second period, active stick again. There's going to be a pass out front to Perry. He gets a stick on it. Good positioning. There's going to be one more here with Gallagher. Watch that stick. Very active, but it can also be a little too active. Watch it now. It's going to get out in front, and unfortunately for Anderson, he couldn't find a hole, but there was one. And then lastly, late in the game, watch this active stick again. Almost goes 5 holes. So he uses it really, really well, mostly to his advantage. But sometimes if you overuse that, and as a goaltender, you're never really quite sure. You don't even really recognize how sometimes you overuse a play, and maybe that's something for Montreal to watch for.
Kevin, puck management for the Canadiens.